thanks for tuning in to N.Y.A.G Network. I'm here today with Dedrick. How are you doing today?
Good, how about you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you so much for allowing me to interview you and feature you on my website.
No problem.
So a question that I normally like to ask my interviewees is, what makes you not your average guy, and what makes you stand out from others in your industry?
Well, just what makes me a little different, just being a person that's optimistic and knowing I have no limits. And that's basically what makes me not the average guy. Like I don't put a ceiling on nothing I do, and just I'm just constantly want to be great at a lot of things, you know, and be creative at the same time. Other people's opinion, I listen to them, but just knowing that I don't have to conform to what nobody else says. So that's pretty much how I feel about it.
That's great. So could you tell us a little bit more about the Gym Legend brand and what inspired it?
So Gym Legend is it's a little different than what it sounds. Most people think it's like a fitness wear just because of the name. Well, I got this the aspect of it basically. So with gym, every day you exercise your mind, body, and soul to be great at whatever you want to be, whether it's like business, art, music, anything. So you exercise your mind, body, and soul daily in the pursuit to be great. And then the world is your gym. Most people label the gym as a physical place, you know, you be physical fit. Right. So I just believe the world is your gym, so be fit from every aspect in it. What inspired is just my upbringing. I was never the biggest, strongest, fastest, never felt like I was the smartest. And just like everything I had to do to achieve certain goals, that's what inspired the brand. One day I was just sitting there, in 2014 actually is when I started it. I was just sitting at the desk and like, you know what, I love this, I'm going through this. Like, I'm gonna create a brand. And I sit down and wrote names, thought of ideas, and it was born a week later. So.
Wow, that is so great. And I think what's so great about building your own brand is going through that process of figuring out, what do I want to call it? What do I want it to be about? What do I want people to get from it? Like all of that, I think that's a very great process to go through, you know, as far as building your brand. So I think that's very great. So what inspires some of the merchandise from your collections?
So just like the urban style, you know, some of the older styles. I was born in the 90s. I was born in 93, so like just like that 90s culture. I like this piece that I have on now. It's basically like the University of Miami fit. So basically in like the 80s and 90s, the football team was real popular. You know, they had like music with Uncle Luke, so I call this the Uncle Luke hat. So things like that really inspired me. I've always been a little different when it comes to like fashion. When I got to college, it really changed because like I started where I'm from. They not too fashion forward. So like I would listen to some opinions, and so I wouldn't step out of my comfort zone and go express myself. Really, I was kind of like in a box. And then when I went to college, I figured out like I can let loose. I can kind of wear this, and it won't be kind of labeled or whatever. So I was able to do that. I just started getting more and more comfortable, and I just do stuff, and people be like, "Man, that's nice. I like that." I would piece stuff together, and they be like, "What that boy?" Like, so I like just listening to that, and I be like, "Yeah, like I know what I'm doing, so just do me." You know, so that's how I've been going about, and that's all the inspiration I need.
Yeah, that is so great. And what I think is very important too is that we are who we are for a reason, you know, and no one else can do you better than you can do you. So that's what I think is so great about just being individuals and showing our uniqueness and all of that. So that's great. So could you tell us more about like what products do you have and what do you showcase?
So I did when I first created it, it's probably like when I first created it, I had like a half zip hoodie and then a drop fit. It was more towards the fitness end. What happened when I first started, I had people in my ear and started listening to them, and I actually started believing it. I stepped away from my vision of the brand, and it's really starting to hurt. I'll be honest, the business wasn't taking off the way I hoped so, but it's just people saying, "Oh, the name, you gotta market it to fitness enthusiasts and things like that." And I'm like, okay, so I started doing that. I made 2 products for them. I'm like, man, it's it's not doing what I want to. It's not grabbing attention. It don't look like when
What
I
you
would have
vision.
a problem wearing it and feeling like I could go in public and it'd be nice. You know what I mean? I felt like it was a problem. So I set back 2014. I set back the next 2 years and just like, man, I gotta redo the logo and I gotta do, man, cause this don't look right. It look too sporty. So I met a guy. He's a photographer. His name is Michael. By the way, his Instagram is Samuel Ray with 2 Y's. Go check him out. He's really dope. So I got with him. He really liked the brand. He started shooting for me, and I was like, man, explaining to him like I felt like it wasn't going away that I wanted to. So he was listening. You know, he would throw in his input. I was like, man, I need help with this logo. Like I started drawing stuff. He would send stuff back. We just couldn't get it. And this was in 2015 when I met him. So we was sitting back doing that, and like almost like a year later, I don't know what just sparked, but one day he contacted me like, man, I'm gonna do something today. I was like, great, cause like I really need to come out with something new. He sent three logos and they were hot, and I'm like, oh, this one right here. So I picked it, but then I sent it to like 5 other people I know. Like one of them was like Kiati 979. He's my big bro. I contacted him, sent him. He's like, I went to Triangle. Sent it to 3 of my other closest friends, and it was like one pick a different one. So it was like 1 out of 5 picked different, and everybody else was going with the Triangle logo. I was like, okay, that's the one. So I got the logo now. Like, man, now I got to put my style into it. So I started finding pieces, getting sample pieces. Like, this look nice here, this like, and I guess I got a gift because I just started creating stuff in my brain. I'm like, hey, this will look dope. Let me make up a creative word to throw in here. And so I even did like a Spanish test, like Build Your Legacy in Spanish, then it got established in 2014. I didn't bring that with me today. But, it's all on my website. Then I got a revamped tee. So that collection was called a revamp collection. I dropped in fall of 2016, which is September, dropped the revamp collection with the new pieces, and that was like just basically what it is, the revamp of the whole collection, the business, everything from every aspect. Like I changed it, and it was flowing the way I wanted to now. So like that was the start of something different. And then like my newer pieces, I have like this hoodie. You can get it long sleeve or cut. I have it on the site. I let them know like you have to order it. You gotta request me to cut it. So this is the way I envision the style, but like every visionary is different. We embrace the visionary, the Gym Legend brand. So if you felt like the sleeve looked better for you, you can order it and just don't tell me to cut it. You know? So I have this. I have like the Uncle Luke hat. I have acid wash hat. I got a baseball jersey. On the baseball jersey, it has a big X, which is a really strong symbol. I felt like a cultural symbol. Also on the sleeve, you would see like a American flag, but it's upside down. A signal for distress in America. So like I throw that in there too. I'm very like into that, into like the not like just really politics, just like the culture of like Black America, just different cultures is going through problems and things like that, and I throw that into the brand too. I got a little sexy into the brand. You know, I have the bodysuit. It's like a polyester feel, and on the side it has the mesh, a mesh strip going down. It's a low back cut for the ladies. So that's a few pieces. I have a denim jean hat. It's distressed. I also have one custom piece of jacket. I just put it on Instagram like the other day, and people going crazy. Like, I need that. It has the logo on the back. It has the Distress in America symbol, the flag. It has it's a military patch on one, and then it has a NASA patch on it. And this is distressed on the sleeve. So that's a custom piece. I'll put the price and everything up soon. It was a piece originally created for me, but since people liking it so much, I am going to create it and put it up on the site. Now it will be like a pre-order type piece. So people will have to like request it and pay up front, and then I will create it for them. Because a lot of stuff, even like with the baseball jersey, I actually put the patches and things on myself, and some of the distressing I do myself too.
Okay, that's very cool. So what is some of your artist inspiration, maybe in the fashion industry, that you have now?
It's two, really two strong ones. For me, I watched like Kanye.
Yeah.
He was really one to start, and when Jaden stepped on the scene.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like Jaden
Yeah.
for some reason. Jaden is really dope to me.
Fun.
Like people like sending pictures on the internet like, hey, this right here, this is dope.
Yeah.
It's funny. Look, I'm like, man, I see it.
Yeah.
I'm there. I'm fashion forward with it, and I see it. Maybe some of the stuff I personally wouldn't wear, but I understand what he wearing. Like in my brain when I see it, I got that vision where like, hey, that dude look dope. You know what I mean? Like it might not be for me, but it look dope. So like anything like dope and creative, like you a visionary. Like I see it. Like the art is there. Like that's why like you gotta really love fashion to understand people like them too. Because a lot of people are just like simple, basic. Like simple is nice when you're creating some pieces, but like you know. You gotta be fashion for it. Some stuff is just like too simple. For me at least.
Yeah. And what I love about the two people that you named is that they're not afraid of being themselves.
Not
so I think
all.
that's what that shows in their art and everything that they do. And I guess that's why a lot of people don't like them. But for me, that's something great because, like I said earlier, no one else can be you like you can. You know. So I think that's very great. So how have you gone about like branding yourself and marketing?
I'll be honest with you, that's my weakest point. I've just been reaching out to people trying to get into fashion shows. What's interesting, like I finally got into a fashion show like I believe it was last week or the weekend before. The weekend before last. And then like after that people just started approaching me. You wanna do an interview? Hey, I got this fashion show coming, this pop-up shop, you know, so like that's how I'm kinda doing it now, but before like just like nothing, really just researching, trying to figure it out. I've been trying to figure this thing out for the longest. So if anybody want to reach out to me, interested in doing any interviews, want me to be in a fashion show, like I'm taking all right now. Like any way I can get the brand out there, people can recognize it, and I can get my message out there behind the brand. Because a lot of people might go to my site and not hear my message behind it and believe it's like a workout wear, and it's actually a lifestyle wear. You know, so like. Anything I can do, like that's what I'm trying to do now. So marketing has been really weak for me, but I'm trying to learn.
Yeah, and that's very good. And I feel like with marketing too, the best way is just exposure, getting yourself out there and going to events, doing fashion shows, doing all that, and just getting yourself out there, and social media as well. But all that stuff is great. So you actually kind of brought it up. You recently were in a fashion show. Could you kind of tell us more about that and like how you went about getting your models and all that?
So with that fashion show, they pretty much just already had the models picked. Well, it's a blessing. I'll just be honest with you. God is good, because like what happened was somebody see my page. The director of the fashion show see my page. Like, hey, your page is dope. Like you got some nice stuff. Like, do you want to be in a fashion show? She was like, all right, so email this or text it. I forgot how the conversation went. She was like, hey, I just had a designer drop out. I was like, yes. Like I've been trying to reach out to people for the longest, asking, and some like other clothing lines in the Houston area and stuff that's been in a few. I'm like, hey, like, how do I get in? Like I'm trying to get in. Why y'all not giving the information? And so like I finally got got approached by somebody. I'm like, okay, so she contacted me. I'm super hyped. I was like, I know. I said I got some new pieces that I'm coming out with this month, and you gonna like it. Like they even better than, or I wouldn't say better, but just as good at least of what I got now. So it's gonna really open some eyes. So I was like, I'm gonna bring them to the show. So I dropped off the pieces. She said she went to the little rehearsal, try on, dress up. Like people were loving it, going crazy, like they were really hyped about it. So I'm like, all right, this is gonna be a good one. And at the show, it was awesome. Like people was like turning their heads. At first, I was like, I was kind of nervous, like I don't know. And they come out, I was like, I know I got some dope stuff, but I don't know. And they started coming out. Like I know this piece for sure gained a lot of attention. The baseball jersey, and at the end, had the bodysuit come out, and like everybody was like going like, wow. Some of the men were like, like they really let her wear this out here in one of the malls. But for the most part, everybody loved it. Then we had a pop-up shop right after. It actually called a Millennial Merch Show, fashion show. Hosted by Jordan Carter. Jordan Carter. so after that we did the pop-up shop and people were coming up, you know, getting flyers, purchasing things. Then I had people coming up for like future fashion shows, pop-up shop, interviews.
Wow.
So
that really worked in your favor. That is so great.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. So what advice do you have for other entrepreneurs that may be interested in getting into the fashion industry?
And just research, be sure you're doing it for the right thing. Yeah, just gotta make sure you love it, cause like people, like I said, getting into it and just getting into it cause they seen it's cool, or their friends starting it, and most of the people not coming back. Like she said, no, most people are not coming back because they don't love it. They don't want to go through the hardship. When it start getting rough, they don't understand. Like you gotta keep going. Entrepreneurship, you're gonna fail 1,000 times before you get it right once.
Right.
So just keep investing, keep pushing, don't stop. If anything, just that right there, just keep going. Like if you're gonna start a fashion line, be the best you can be. You know, go and don't conform to what people are saying. Express yourself, especially in fashion. Entrepreneur is just more like it's the same thing, but it's just like never giving up. But like when it more detail into fashion, just don't conform. Be free. Express yourself. That's why I like you said, I love Kanye and Jaden too. It's just like they're just loose with it. And just go out there and be them. And if people love it, they don't. Obviously, they won't last long. Like this, like hey, people gonna love it. They gonna buy it. If they don't love it, I did me. I stayed true to what I know. Stayed true to my art. That's all I can ask for. You know, either keep pushing or stop. Me, I'm never gonna give up. So they gonna see me around for a long time before I gotta quit. But yeah, just keep pushing. Express yourself, be you.
Yeah, that's very good advice. So what has been your favorite part about this entire journey?
And really just the process. I know a lot of people say they just see videos and like the process. But like I fell in love with it really. Because it's been hard. Like it's been times that I just want to just I sit there and like, man, I got to just stop. Like you know what I mean, like because those 2 years, those were the hardest. Like I wanted to go so fast, and I didn't understand like the first 3 years of like your time in the fashion industry, it's gonna be like your hardest. Like you're gonna figure out what you made of. And then like I watched this Damon John, like I've watched his videos, his interviews and things, and like listen to people like that, and just knowing like they went through something too. Whether it was just as hard, less hard, whatever it was, like it's bigger fashion designers out there like this. Like people were paying thousands of dollars for one little small piece that like failed at the beginning. But they kept going, like they didn't make it to like 10 years later. But just like the process, I know they fell in love with. So when they got the reward, which I'm looking for, like I know at the end of the day I'm gonna be happy, but that process is gonna keep me humble. Like it's not gonna allow me to get too big headed and feel like you know, and slack. Because I never want to slack on like the designs. You know, that's a point where I feel like most people they part ways with it because they lose that passion. And I just keeping that passion with what I want to do. So that this process has been the most for me because I'm not only is it been hard and I've been like learning about myself. I've been learning a whole bunch of things. Trying to learn the photography aspect of it. Like I've learned how to build websites. I've learned how to do a little bit on Photoshop, edit it. Like I did so much stuff, like with putting on patches and stuff before. Like I didn't really learning how to sew more. Like just simple stuff that like go into the fashion. I'm learning every aspect of it. And it's so cool. Like how like going through the struggle and the process. You have to force yourself when you don't have nobody there on your side to do it for you. Force yourself to learn it and get it down, and then when you get it, like it's fun. That's been the best part about it.
That is so great. That was very good testimony, I guess. So how can we follow you and keep up with the Gym Legend brand?
So the website is www.gymlegendapparel.com. You can find the brand there. You can shop there. All right, Instagram and Facebook, the handle you can just use Gym Legend Apparel. And then also Twitter, so Twitter wouldn't let me do the Gym Legend apparel, so I got Gym Legend app, so Gym Legend app. You can find us on there. No other social media sites, you know. If you want to, you can tag that so they can be able to go on it. Because some people, they, I don't know, they might not spell it right, go to the wrong site. But that is the site, so I give that to you. Follow me, D Brooks Jr. _ If you want to contact me instead of the business page, if you want to work together, or anything like that, any collaboration with like marketing, photography, you want to model, and like I create opportunities too. For like I've had a lot of aspiring models, like they're doing their thing now. To be honest with you, like they call me. I got one guy, he's on was part of the Revamp collection. A friend of mine, Austin, and it was like one of his first major photo shoots. Like now he got like an agent and everything, and he's like in fashion shows across Dallas and stuff. Like he's starting to make a name for himself. But if you want that opportunity, like I'm open to it. If you fit what I need. I'm not gonna say everybody gonna make it, but like if you fit what I need for the brand, like at the time, I'm definitely creating opportunities. I'm trying to network with anyone, so they want to network with me. Let me know. I do want to throw this like, please support the brand. Like go out and buy. You know, I have people contact me sometimes, and I hate to tell people this. I was like, man, like I can't get free gear. So people contact me like, what is it that is stopping you from purchasing? So like I can't keep going if y'all don't purchase. So please just do me a favor. Purchase. Like I do price my products reasonable. They're not outrageous. I mean, like you can go to the site and see for yourself. Other people that they would say I'm competing against. So places in the mall are way more expensive, and you're paying those prices. If you understand and research the business aspect of how entrepreneurship is, especially for like me, like the cost versus what they're paying, like they're really. Their margin, they're really getting over on you. So please support me, so one day maybe I can adjust and fit it to where it be more accessible for you. And that's it.
Well, thank you so much for allowing me to interview you.
No problem.
And you guys stay tuned and look forward for our next feature.